How y'all doing out there? I'm gonna try to set this up. Let's see if we can go ahead and get on here. Dang it. What the fuck? Oh, you motherfucker. You see the situation, you're not the only one that has problems in life. Okay, my friend Pete has a lot of problems. I just don't whine and cry about them that much. So, anyway, can everybody...
Viral shopping tip is helping others pay zero.
Uh-oh. Hold on. There we go. Okay, I had my Bluetooth speaker on. So we came online for several reasons. I didn't want to do a live video today. Can everybody hear me out there? I hope you can. I believe you can. So before we get on with the situation, let's go ahead and say hi to a couple people here. We got Tony Rodden, William Adams, thank you for joining in. Mario Cruz, Gasson, Jen Guru, Mike Briley, Manson, Anti-Guy, Slavic, Praguskic, Sean's Garage, William Adams. Okay. Frank, we got Frank Beto, Mr. Mustang guy. How you doing, Frank? We're going to be working on your car this week, getting it done. Frank Havawan, Kevin McCarthy, Matt Courier, Chris Kilroy. We got Hoosier's Garage out there, Sean's Garage, Shade Larson, Coop, Rebuild Flip, Chuck Mechanism, Sandra Whitset. Okay, this is Rick over in Ontario. Okay, before we go any further, I'm going to let you know I've lost a couple subscribers because of my live videos, and I'm going to tell you why. Because when they leave a comment and I counter-react to that comment and I disagree with their comment, they don't like it. So if you want to leave a comment and you want me to react to it and counter comment toward your comment, and my opinion isn't the same as your opinion, then I don't know what to tell you, okay? But that's life. So if you ask a question or you say, well, I don't agree with you and this is what I think, and I come back and say, well, I don't give a shit what you think because this is what I think and this is what I know, all right? Can I go ahead and say something real quick? Mostly everything in life that you are going to encounter with, and that's conversations, reactions, the world, general population, and everything around you, and soap operas on TV, and politics and everything, is pretty much common sense. All you got to do is have half a fucking brain to figure it out. So, we got a lot of guys on here saying hi. It says, Roth VT, this douche is so positive. Okay, so now I'm a douchebag. Thank you very much. Okay, we got a couple other guys. Let's just keep going down the line. NPCs are getting you, Pete. I don't know what NPC is, but yeah, whatever you say. DJ Rick Smith. Unfortunately, common sense is rare these days. You know what? That's exactly right, and this is what this is kind of about, is common sense of being a human being that is able and willing to do something and too lazy to do it. Before we go any further, anybody that's been watching my video series on my Volkswagen, you can kind of see it in the background back there. I've been uploading videos. I'm going to be loading a bunch more here pretty soon. But there's a character in my videos with me, and his name is Guy. That's Minnie's cousin. I think he's 72 or 73 years old. and Guy has passed away. So if you watch those videos with Guy in it, I'm just letting you know that Guy is not with us anymore, and he has went to the big Trailer Queen corral up in heaven and is living in his mobile trailer up there. They found Guy dead and in his trailer. I'm presuming it was a heart attack. That's normally what happens in the middle of the night when you die. You die from a heart attack and your heart quits working. They don't know what it was, but they're pretty sure that that's what it was. And then another situation is that he ate a lot of junk food, okay? Minnie took him to the store one time. They had to go to, I don't know where they went, but anyway, so he went with her. I think it was Grand Junction or somewhere. And they went to Walmart, and he said, "Okay, I'm going to stock up on my food for my trailer." And Minnie was very shocked that in his basket. Now you know what Hawaiian Punch is. Hawaiian Punch comes in I don't know how many quarts it is in their bottle, but it's a bottle about that big. He had like 20 of them bottles, and he had like 67 bags of candy and licorice and candy bars and Reese's cups and all this other stuff. So his buggy was overflowing with delicious Dorito chips and all this other stuff that we shouldn't be eating, people. And when she got home, she was like, "I couldn't believe it. I've never seen somebody buy so much junk food in my life." Well, that's what he was living off of. Now, if you watch my videos with Guy in them, he's complaining a lot about his stomach problems. He's got stomach ulcers and stomach issues going on continuously. And I wonder why. That's all I can say. But I just want to say a little prayer for our buddy up in heaven, in Trailer Park Heaven, that he is up there watching down on us and laughing, that I'm not cutting him down and I'm not making fun of him, but I'm using him as an example that the older you get, the less junk you should eat. Because this is the old saying, you are what you eat, all right? You are who you hang out with. You are by the work you do, the production in life. There's a lot of things that make you are, all right? But the main thing, if you want to live a long, prosperous life and you want to be healthy doing it, you are what you eat, plain and simple. So you can go to Popeye's Chicken and get all the chicken you want and say, "Well, I'm eating healthy," and they're cooking that chicken in there. I'm watching them cook that chicken. Okay, so they're maybe frying that chicken up with grease and oil that's 6 weeks old, and they're frying their chicken in it, and it's probably corn syrup oil or some kind of bullshit that is rotting your stomach out. But on the other hand, it's chicken, and it's healthy. The chicken that you purchase in a fast food restaurant is not what can we say? The chicken that you would purchase in a grocery store. All right, these chickens have been injected with water to fluff them up. They've been raised in chicken houses bigger than my shop, in the dark, never seeing the outside, never seeing the light, crunched up like this. All right, hundreds and thousands of them crawling around on the floor and living in their own feces and eating their own shit. And then you're going to tell me the Popeye's chicken is healthy? Ha! Wow. I can't believe that. I really can't believe it. So when you go to these fast food restaurants, and I'm even talking about, did you know that Okay, you go to Subway sandwich. Here's a good example. So you go to Subway and you want to get the most healthy sandwich that they have there. So what's that? Can someone name the most healthiest sandwich that Subway has? Go ahead. Leave a comment. What's the most healthiest sandwich that Subway has? Nobody's leaving a message. No, that's not it. But that could be it. DJ Ricky says turkey breast. There you go. Jeff CCR's got it. Jeff CCR's got it. Tuna. Did you know? Now, you might not eat any more tuna sandwich, or possibly maybe not even go to Subway. And I'm going to try to explain it in the best category that I can. Did you know that Subway tuna fish sandwich was rated the worst fast food restaurant meal that you can buy, the most unhealthy and disgusting sandwich on the market for fast food? Did you know that? The tuna that you are eating is not tuna fish. It's got this much tuna fish in it. All right? A little more than a cunt hair that fell on the ground that you found in a public toilet. That's about how much real tuna fish it has. The rest of it is processed man-made food, in chemical food that's made in a factory somewhere and shoved into the contents of that little amount of cunt hair tuna fish that you found sitting on the public toilet when you went in there to use it. That's how much tuna fish is in that sandwich. And the rest of it is disgusting, vile, chemical food that you're eating. And that doesn't stop there, okay? Their meatball sandwiches are basically the same thing. So when you go to Subway and say, ooh, I love their meatball sandwich, I want the biggest meatball sandwich, give me extra. Remember, you're eating vile, disgusting, man-made chemical food with about that much real meat in it. All right? So, yeah. We were talking about our buddy Guy. I still got videos to post with him in them. I'm going to continue to do that. Even though Guy is gone. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have a lot of videos on YouTube with a lot of people that have crossed my path, that have been in my shop, that have watched, that have been in my videos, that have passed away. There was one character, close friend, his name was Old Man Bill. He was in the U.S. Air Force in the Korean War. He was a side gunner on a bomber. I used to sit around and listen to his stories. Very grouchy person, very mean and grouchy guy, very hard to get along with. But when he passed away, I was very sad. And there was another man called Bob, my buddy Bob. That was before YouTube. We don't have any videos of him. But then there was Leon and Van Guy Eddie. I actually filmed the very last segment of Van Guy Eddie as he was driving away in his van, crying because his wife was dead and he was very lonely. And yeah, Van Guy Eddie, very, very nice people. But so I had Old Man Bill's son called me on the phone and asked me if I had any raw footage of his dad that I can send him. And I said, yeah, sure, I could do that. There's a local guy here in town, and he was the septic tank guy. His name was Dan. Dan, the septic tank guy. I don't know if anybody's seen a video with him in it where we're pulling the septic tank out of my yard and he's hauling it off. Well, I have a bunch of raw footage with him where he went to some mines with me, and I haven't made any videos of that. I was going to offer to give his wife the raw footage, but I didn't know if she would be upset or disturbed with that, so I never approached her. But the thing is, people, everybody gets old. And when you get to a certain age, you tell yourself, I don't really want to be here no more. I don't want to live anymore. I'm here passing time. I waste my days. I sit and watch TV all day. I try to get up and do something, but I can't do it because I don't want to be here more. My life has been lived. Let me go, God. There's actually people out there that do that. Was Guy one of these guys? Was Guy one of these guys? The stories that he told me about how him and his wife were married for many, many years, and he had step kids that he called his own and loved them. He had kids that was his, so he had a bunch of kids in his life, and he told me his life story and and the house that he owned, and when his wife divorced him, she forced him to sell the house and basically was homeless and had to buy this old nasty trailer to live in. And that his goal before he died was to go all around the United States and find the relatives that he wanted to see again before he died. It was kind of a sad situation. I kind of felt sorry for Guy. And, you know, he might be a good example, and I hate to say this, of somebody that just doesn't want to live anymore. Somebody that just doesn't want to be here anymore because their life has been tormented and thrown in the gutter and has been, you know, bald-faced, butt-head, dogged, trashed in the dumpster, down the road, to the dump we go type situation. And, you know, when you live with a person for a very long time and you lose that person, whether it's through a divorce or through death, your life is pretty much up because you're not with that person, your shadow. That's who that person would be, is your shadow. You're not with them anymore, and life cannot go on. That's basically how Van Guy Eddie died and Old Man Bill. They finally put his wife had Alzheimer's disease, and they finally decided to put his wife in a nursing home for Alzheimer's disease. And when his wife was put in the nursing home, he lost it, and his life was over. So, you know, we all get old, but the thing is that we should realize that we had a lot of good times in life, and life needs to go on. You cannot give up. You cannot look back and live in the past. I've actually tried to live in the past, and I'm going to bring some of those videos up one of these days. I've been actually going back to Denver, Colorado, and filming all of my childhood stuff that I did. And let me tell you something, when you do that and you actually go back to the exact spot and you stand in the exact spot where you learned how to ride a two-wheel bicycle, and you're looking down that hill thinking about your dad is supposed to be holding on to the sissy bar, and you look behind you and he's not there, and you're going 900 miles an hour down, and you're seeing all this vision in your mind as you're standing in that spot, it is very fucking scary. It's very scary, and it's very, I don't know the word to say for it, but it is tormenting. When you get to the bottom of the hill and you look at the house you used to live in and all the stuff that went on inside that house, and you want to go up to the door and knock on it and ask them people if you could come inside their house, because that's the house that you grew up in, one of the houses, but you're afraid to do that because it's 2024 and people are assholes and pieces of shit these days. that nobody is a people person anymore. Nobody can shake a hand and make a friend. And the only thing they want to do is call the police or shoot you because you're on their porch. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. But it's very scary and very deranged in your mind to go back in time and to do all this stuff that you did as a kid. My memory is like an elephant. I don't know if you've ever heard that before. You got a memory like an elephant. Yes, I do. Okay, I do. And I can remember everything from when I was about 3 years old to present time of everything that went on in my life. My office is full of childhood memories, from first toys that were purchased for me all the way up to BB guns and presents that we got, in our teenage years, this, that, and the other. So going back in time is something that is really deranged and hard to do. Ajax takes away the fish. Okay, 66 Chevelles, I don't know what the fuck that means, but if you want to use Ajax to clean your fish, then that's a good idea. Teddy Randazzo here. Hey, how you doing, Tony? Considering your upbringing, Pete, I'm amazed you turned out to be the kind-hearted top guy that you are. I grew up in a very violent life, okay? I'm not going to sit here and bullshit. Me and my two brothers were beat when we were children, violently. We were shoved out into the cold, you might say. I'm reading this to you as a book. We were shoved out into the cold when we were very young, kicked out of the house, and forced to live in boys' homes. And I grew up actually in my younger years, a very violent boys ranch called Brockhurst Boys Ranch for a very short stint. And then I ended up in juvenile hall because my mom didn't want me in her house for reasons unknown. She never did explain that, but this is after my dad already told us all to fuck off and left. I was actually born because not that my dad wanted kids, but that my dad did not want to go to the Vietnam War. So back in the day, the more kids you had, the less chance you had of going to the Vietnam War because you were the sole provider of all them kids and, of course, mommy. All right. So my dad and my mom pumped out kids pretty quick. She had 3 kids in a row, one right after another for 3 years, which were my 2 brothers and me. I had a brother die from drugs at the age of 15 while I was living in Colorado Boys Ranch. So you can understand how, and he was my closest, best twin brother friend in the world. And I lost him, but I don't want to go on with my life because now I'm starting to get depressed thinking about it. But the thing is you can't look at your past if you want to grow up to be something. Does that make any sense? You have to be able to take the past and put it in the closet to use as memories, but also use as a tool to say, I'm going to make myself better. Because of all the plastic in the oceans and seas, fish are having more and more of it in them. Okay, you guys are talking about something that I don't know what's going on. Ricky Campbell says, hit the like button. That would be really appreciated. Joey Broadway says, where are the videos of your youth? They're hidden away on a hard drive. They're not anywhere. I don't know if I want to post all those, buddy. I think I said that. Okay, so Rick is here. He says, Rick's Auto Refinishing, Ontario, Canada, self-employed, one-man operation. He's 58 years old and had both hip replacements. Wow. I had both knee replacements, but having a hip replacement, that's like I would say that's worse than having knee replacements because your hips are more delicate. So I want to give big thumbs up for Rick in Canada that he's 58 years old and still busting ass. And that's basically what this video is about. I think I said enough bullshit. Let's get on with the situation. If you look behind me, you're going to see my Volkswagen. Let me go ahead and do this. Okay. Maybe you can see it. I'm pretty sure you can. But this is the real deal, people. I've heard a lot of people on the internet and actually in person. I'm too tired. I'm too old. I worked all my life. It's time to relax. I don't want to do that big project anymore. I'm too old. It's too big for me to do, and I'm just going to sell it or give it away or do something because you know what? I just don't want it anymore. And that's how you die. That is the beginning of dying. You are putting yourself in a situation that says, I want to die. I want to die. And it's my life and I can do what I want. You're not really saying that. What you're saying is you're being a lazy ass doofus and you're too lazy to get up off your ass. But that's pretty much the starting of I'm going to die young. Tony Randazio says there's no time to retire or quit working. That's true. I'll be out in my shop working till the day I die. I don't sit around. I don't like sitting around. I'm up at 3:30 in the morning every morning doing something, and I start my day very early. Right now in my shop, and I'm not going to walk over there and prove it, but I would say right now it's probably 38 to 40 degrees because I don't have my heater going. But I'm still out here working. I was out here at 7 o'clock. I was doing other stuff in my office, making videos, this, that, and the other. I came out here, and I've been working on my Baja ever since because I have got to get that in primer. That's my goal before I do anything else. All right? Now, my other goal is to finish the Mustang. But before I do that, I have got to get my Baja into primer. I got to get it into primer. It's got to sit a week or two, and then I can go ahead and block it out. Wife and I have extended that offer to the family that grew up in our house. Some of the kids took us up and other kids didn't. Okay, I'm not in that conversation, so we'll let that one pass. Sean Garage, I have watched that. Okay, he's talking to that guy. All right, we're going to keep going. No, the Mustang isn't done yet, Robbie Shells. It's on its way. We got about a week's worth of work. We finally got the parts in, so we can go ahead and finish the sealing of the car. And I'm going to tell you now, doing interior work in a 68 Mustang Fastback from scratch, meaning you don't have anything, everything you have is brand new, and you got to start from scratch like you're a manufacturing operation is a pain in the ass, especially when you're doing it by yourself. So we're going to be putting the stuff in the roof, in the ceiling, and get it done, and then we will be taping the car off, color sand, and buffing it. But the real deal is, people, if you sit around and tell yourself, I'm too old to do that, that you sound like a little 7-year-old saying, I'm too young, I don't know how to do that. Can you teach me? Don't ever tell yourself that you're old, even if you look old like I do. And just, you need to take the situation and throw it in the trash and live your life. That's what you need to do. You are right, Pete. I'm your age, been working since I was a kid. I'll have work till I flop over. It's fine with me, better than being a lazy bum. Exactly, Joe, exactly. I know, don't blame him. Okay, that's bad. They're talking about something else. Let's walk over to our Baja, and we're going to take a look at that. And it's almost in the stage of primer. I'm finishing up on the hood. right here, you can see where I'm still filling in pinholes. All those little white specks you see are pinholes. Those are all pinholes. And I'm finishing up. You can see where I just filled some in right there. And then I went to this extent of, these had like waves in them, ripples. So I went ahead and fixed those because I want that looking really nice. And I don't know if I said this or not, but the main reason I'm painting my Baja is not for satisfaction, but for advertisement. Because moving out here to Moab, basically I have to start over. So I'm getting my car ready for the big car shows this spring, so I can hand out cards and talk to people, shake hands and make friends, and hopefully get some new business in the shop. I'm really concentrating on doing collision work, but being in the small town I am, there's not much collision work going on. But we'll get it. I have faith in myself, and we will get it. What you're looking at here is basically a Bondo buggy. All of the red Bondo you see was Bondo that was already on the car. And then I added, this was actually Bondoed up too over here. You can see the red Bondo underneath it. All right. But I went ahead and feathered everything out and you know, cleaned it all up. And the roof had a lot of Bondo. And on this situation, I think that was overkill on the Bondo. The reason I didn't remove all that Bondo is because I would be taking a chance, and then I'd have to refill and re-Bondo all that. So all I did is clean it up, and you can see where I added some polyester filler to blend it all in. But other than that, this car is actually pretty clean. It's rust-free. There's no rust in it. And it's a car that's going to be really nice. This door was really battered to shit, I guess. When I stripped the paint off of it, that's what we saw. I had to take all the paint off it because it was just flaking off when I sanded it. Single stage enamel. And if we look right here, we are literally going to paint the car into this fender well here, and then that will be it. We're not going to paint this up here. And kind of a domino effect going on, because to really make it look right, I'll have to paint all of this cage system back here, make it look new. And then, of course, the 3x3s, I'll have to paint those and other stuff to detail it out. As far as the engine goes, I don't know if I'm going to buy brand new chrome stuff for it and all this other shit, because you can barely see all that in there anyway. But we will have to rebuild the engine. The engine is a piece of shit. It's worn out, doesn't have a lot of power like it should. And I'll probably take the transmission out. I think I've already said this. And we're going to send the transmission off to Rancho and have that built as well. But as far as painting it goes, we're getting way ahead of the game because it's not even painted yet. I got to finish up the minor detail work on this front end, and then we're going to be priming this thing and get it in primer and go down the road. So we had a long conversation today, and the main reason I wanted to get on here is because our buddy Guy died. And, you know, Minnie's going to miss Guy. Before Guy came over here, when he came over here last year, I think, Minnie didn't see him since she was 5 years old. So, you know, it was a really shocker that he actually showed up, and they had a very, very good time when he was here. And to this day, she still talks about him coming over here. And so we're going to miss Guy. But Guy will always live on in my friend Pete's YouTube videos for all his relatives and ancestors and everybody else in the world to see, because Guy was a special guy, and we want to say, God bless Guy. All right? When he came to my shop, I specifically remember him saying, I'm retired. I'm 72 years old. I can do what I want, and I don't want to work. All right? I'm too old to do that. Put it in the closet. I'm going to do this and all this other crap. And you're never too old to do anything. You might be a little lazy, but you're never too old to do anything. And if there's a will and a power and a way, get off your ass and do it. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. We're going to see about a couple comments here. We haven't had any juicy comments. R.I.P. Guy the Squatter. Yes, thank you very much, John. Bunch of people died this week. Bridget's father died to a kid behind camera. It's so sad. I don't know who Bridget is, but God bless Bridget. We got Funk here that says, I'm 73 and been painting for around 50 years, still working, but not hitting it as hard. I work alone too, restoring a 61 vet at the moment. Well, good for you, Funk. Keep up the work, buddy. Let's see. Can't believe. Okay, Tony Radazio. Yeah, we are alike, Pete. I would and did a shitload of body work like on my 69 Ford. You know, a lot of people, they don't want to do this kind of work because it's filthy dirty, okay? But, okay, here you go. Auto Body at All Roads Repair. Hi, Pete. How you doing out there? Auto Body. Frank Beto says, RPI guy. Okay, we got to go. I got work to do. This was just a quick video to tell you you're not really too old to do anything. And don't give up in life. You know, just be who you got to be and do what you got to do. And the good Lord will take care of you if you let him. That's all I can say today. And I hope everybody has an awesome day today. It snowed over here last night. I worked in my shop yesterday. And we're going to be moving down the line on the Baja, getting into primer in the next day or two. And let me go ahead and show you. Now, I think I showed everybody on DIY Auto School, but I'm going to go ahead and show you. If you are interested in this primer, I'm going to be doing a review on this. But this is what I will be using. This is what we'll be using on our Baja due to the fact that it's got a lot of Bondo action. This is not spray-on Bondo. I'm going to let you know that now. Okay? So don't get that in your head. This is just a super, super high build primer, and it comes with its own hardener. But what's special about this primer, which I think is a joke, okay, is that this is the color changing primer. And when the color changes, that means you're ready to sand it. And if you don't know how to comprehend because you're a dumbass and stupid and can't realize when to sand it, then this is the primer for you. I call this the dum-dum primer. The only reason I got it is because this is all they have there, or I wouldn't have bought this shit. But we're going to be doing a review on this primer, and it's going to be a juicy review that says, if you're a dumbass, buy it. You need that, dum-dum. So make sure you watch that video because it's really going to be stupid for stupid people that don't know when they should sand their primer because they're dumb. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. We got David from Scotland. Thank you. I used to use K36, Funk. That was my primer to go primer. Okay, PPG K36. I don't use it no more. And the reason I don't use it is because it's too expensive. I can't afford it. So I use this right here, and this stuff is awesome. And if you're out there and you want to try this, give it a shot. I'm telling you, this stuff is great, okay? Very, very good stuff. Frank Beto says, life never stops moving forward. Stay focused and never slow down because of regrets. Smile, forgive, forget, and move on. Yeah, he's got all that right. That's a good answer there, Frank. Sorry, Pete, I just realized who you are talking about. All right, when will the next stimulus checks be sent out? Exactly, and that's what a lot of people are waiting for. Free, I want it free stuff. How about get off your fucking ass and work for it, bitch? That's what you need to fucking do. I gotta go. Take it easy, guys. I got Baja work to do. All right.